to all of the times over the past few months that he claimed that this election was stolen or rigged or fraudulent. They are going to argue that it wasn't simply an errant comment here or there, but a concerted campaign of lies that inflamed his supporters and led to an insurrection that left half a dozen people dead.
Presidents can't inflame insurrection in their final weeks and then walk away like nothing happened.
The House managers previewed their argument yesterday.
We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction.
Using a powerful video that walked senators through the assault on their own chamber.
Get down!
We fight. We fight like hell.
Along with Mr. Trump's actions before and after.
We love you. You're very special.
He celebrated their cause. He validated their attack. He told them, remember this day forever.
Mr. Trump's defense got off on the wrong foot.
We changed what we were going to do on account that we thought that the House manager's presentation was well done.
Lawyer Bruce Castor, who specializes in medical malpractice and personal injury cases, kept diverging from the issue at hand.
Nebraska, you're going to hear, is quite a judicial thinking place. We still know what records are, right? On the thing you put the needle down on and you play it.
Senators called it rambling, a rocky start, even inappropriate. And those were just the Republicans.
President Trump's team were disorganized. They did everything they could but to talk about the question at hand.
Still, just one of them, Louisiana's Bill Cassidy, changed his position, joining 5 other Republicans who voted with Democrats to let the trial go forward.
The House managers made a compelling, cogent case, and the president's team did not.
Leading the House managers' case is Maryland's Jamie Raskin, who described that day in personal terms, the risk to his daughter and son-in-law who were with him at the Capitol.
She said, "Dad, I don't want to come back to the Capitol." Of all the terrible, brutal things I saw and I heard on that day, and since then, that one hit me the hardest.
The House impeachment managers will have their first of 2 8-hour days today to lay out their case, and then the defense team gets the same amount of time to make theirs, followed by questioning from the senators themselves, who remember this attack all too well, Vlad and Anne-Marie, because they were among the targets.
Nancy, thank you so much. Okay, so for more on this, let us bring in CBSN political reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns. Caitlin is joining us now from Capitol Hill. Caitlin, you know, Vlad and I have been sort of talking above each other, going back and forth. We were texting back and forth yesterday. It was just quite a display and quite a contrast looking at the impeachment manager's argument versus the attorneys, you know, operating on behalf of the former president. What exactly can we expect today as opening arguments get underway?
Good morning. Well, I think the Trump team will be pleased that we won't be hearing from his side of the equation today, because today is focused on the House Democrats, the impeachment managers. They are going to be presenting their theory of the case, and they have 16 hours spread over 2 days, 8 hours each day. We'll see if they use all of that time, because we know they want to make a clear and succinct case to the public and to the senators in the chamber. And what they will do is not only reference a lot of what we saw yesterday in that 13-minute long video that was very compelling, and at the time, senators were watching that in the chamber, reliving the events and possibly seeing it in a new light. But they will also be drawing on new evidence or new video that they say that people may not have seen before. Remember, a few days ago, Jamie Raskin, the lead impeachment manager, talked not only about the deaths, but about the injuries sustained by Capitol Police. We also know that they want to treat this case like a criminal prosecution. And so that's kind of a preview of what we can expect from the Democratic side today.
So, Caitlin, we saw only 6 Republicans join their Democratic colleagues in voting to proceed with the trial. One of those was Senator Bill Cassidy. He actually switched his vote to move forward after initially ruling that the process was unconstitutional. Let me just play what he had to say about what he witnessed.
I said I'd be an impartial juror. Anyone listening to those arguments, the House managers were focused, they were organized, they relied upon both precedent, the Constitution, and legal scholars. They made a compelling argument. President Trump's team were disorganized. They did everything they could but to talk about the question at hand. And when they talked about it, they kind of glided over it, almost as if they were embarrassed of their arguments.
So here's what's interesting to me, Caitlin. Senator Cassidy's vote is significant because I know it's just day one, but day one generally sets the tone in any trial in this country or any country. Day one is where you set the tone, where you show your cards on the table before things get very, very tricky. And if you were able to dislodge one senator, I know that people are saying, yeah, but all the other Republicans still voted that it was unconstitutional. But who knows how it's going to play out over the next couple of days. And, that I think is what is kind of remarkable. Even though, for example, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell voted that it was unconstitutional, the reporting from you and others is that he's not really decided what he's going to do when it comes to conviction.
Right. I think yesterday with Cassidy's vote shows the potential for persuasion, and that is the goal for the House managers over the next couple of days, to not only a message to the American people, but to try to make their case to the senators sitting in that chamber. So those comments from Cassidy were striking, and it's also notable that he wasn't the only Republican critical of the president's defense team. We heard from Susan